بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله أصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair for those that attended on time. May Allah bless you and barakah in your time. Today we will be covering lesson 14, Iraab ism, and we'll be focusing on Mansubaat. So there are in particular Mansubaat related to Maf'ul. So that's the purpose of today, inshallah. And towards the end, I'll give some time to Dr. Mahmoud. He wants to cover something in particular, inshallah. Depending on how we do with time, we may be able to move on to the next lesson, but we'll play by ear, inshallah. So as an introduction, there are multiple lessons on I'raabul ism, and this particular lesson, as I said, is on Mansubaat, but we're only focusing on 5 of the 13 Mansubaat, and in lesson 20, we'll be covering the remainder, inshallah. And in between, we'll be covering other lessons related to this. So all the lessons from 14 to 20, there's some relation. Now, with the Mansubaat, as you know, the I'raab will have been the state of Nasab or Mansub. And as you know, being Module 2 students, mashallah, the Mansub is often represented by Fatha or equivalent. So it could be a Fatha demonstrating the Mansub, inshallah. So the 5, I quickly go through them, and then we'll go through some examples, inshallah, and most of these you're familiar with. The first one is Maf'ulun bihi. As you know, this is where there is a direct object related to the verb, and it often answers the question, what or whom, meaning what the action is related to. And if we look at the example from the sentence, كتب الطالب الدرس, كتب الطالب الدرس, the student wrote the lesson. Here, ad-dars is the maf'ulun bihi, because when it comes to in this particular sentence, kataba talibu, what is written is the lesson. So the student wrote the lesson. Ad-darsu is ad-darsa, because this is mansub, is what is being written. So it answers that question. So again, this is covering what we've touched on previously when we first started I'raab and when we studied maf'ulun bihi. So for this sentence, kataba at-talibu, the student wrote ad-darsa, the lesson. And haraka on darsa is fatha, telling us that it's in the state of mansub. And again, reflecting on what we just learned, the question that is asked or answered rather is what or whom. So here in the object, the what or whom is ad-darsa. Okay, hopefully that's straightforward. We will have examples of this. Consider this as an introduction. I'm easing you into it, inshallah. But if you do have questions on the upcoming Mansubaat, put it in the chat or wait towards the second half of the lesson, and we can go into it deeper, inshallah. The second one is maf'ulun mutlaq. Some of you may not be familiar with it. Can I see a raise of hands to see who's heard this term before? I expect all of you to know maf'ulun bihi. But if you have not heard of maf'ulun mutlaq, please raise your hand. This is absolute object, so that's the key term you want to make a note of. Okay, I see a few of you. Jazakumullah khair for raising your hand. So, I think it's new to quite a few of you, mashallah. So this is absolute object, and it's used to emphasize the action of the verb. Okay, I'll repeat that again. So when we say maf'ulu mutlaq, what we're referring to is the absolute object, and you'll see what I mean when I go to the example, inshallah. And what it's doing is emphasizing the action of the verb. Okay, remember when we talk about verbs, there's action, right? Verb is to do with action. So it's referring to emphasizing the action. And is usually derived from the same root verb. So the maf'ul mutlaq is related to the root verb. It comes from the same root verb. And you see there's repetition in the meaning from the verb and the noun. And let's look at an example. Qara'tul qira'ah. And if you look at these two words, qara'tul qira'ah, which means I read a reading, or give the emphasis, I read a proper reading. And the English doesn't do justice. So let's look at these two words. Qara'tu, I read. Al-qira'ah is the reading. So here, if you look at both of these words, it comes from qara'a, that's the root word. And if you notice, qira'ah, qira'ata is from the same root word as qara'tu is from. So qara'tu, the verb, has the same root as al-qira'ata, which is the noun. Yeah. So qara'tu al-qira'ata, I read the reading, but there's emphasis here, meaning, and this is why in brackets you can see like proper reading. And again, don't forget, we're still covering Mansubaat, so you notice on the ta marbuta, let me bring my pen. On the ta marbuta, you've got a yeah. So I have to pen. So this is telling us it's in the state of mansub. And again, the emphasis here is on the action. The action here is reading. Okay, so if this is new to you, make a note of this, but we'll see more an example. And it's quite unique in certain languages like Arabic. You don't get the same meaning in English. It's not often that you'll see use this type of sentences in English. But we'll see more examples later, inshallah. Let's go to maf'ulun fihi. And this one hopefully you'll be more familiar with. Similar to maf'ulun bihi, maf'ulun fihi is very similar. But here for maf'ulun fihi, this is known as a circumstantial object. And here, if you think about the word fi, it's specific to time or place of the action. And this for maf'ulun fihi, it will answer the question to when or where. So for maf'ulun bihi, we were saying what or who, but for maf'ulun fihi, the question, the answer, it will answer the questions to when or where. Okay, so if you didn't know that, make a note in your notebook. And let's look at an example. نام الطفل في السرير. نام الطفل في السرير. The child slept in the bed. And here in this jumla, in this sentence, في السرير is the maf'ulun fihi, and the clue here is fi. You got fi in the sentence. نام الطفل في السرير. في السرير. The fi is telling us this is the maf'ulun fihi. Now, and here obviously this is specifying the place of sleep. So if you ask a question where, so fi السرير is giving us the answer where is in terms of if you ask the question where, the answer would be the bed, i.e. the place of sleeping. Now, this is Mansubat. Who can tell me why I don't see a fatha on as-sariri? Why is there is kasra? It should be mansub. Let me see if there's anything in the chat. So this is we're studying. Yes, Ustad Aisha.
It's half jar.
Harf jar, yes. And do you remember what we call this when it appears to be something else? Do you remember?
No, you got me lost. Appears to be something else.
Yeah, so it looks like it's half jar, but are we saying that it's not mansub then?
Oh, yeah. I understand what you're trying to say. Muslim jar could be jar or it could be mansub.
And so now what I was referring to is fi mahalli.
Yeah, fi mahalli. Yeah, I got it now. I was a bit lost.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine. I probably didn't ask the question well. So what I was saying is, although fi sariri is fine because of it's a half jar, therefore sariri has a kasra, but fi sariri is in the state of nasab, but it's not apparent because of the fi. And what we refer to that is fi mahalli nasab.
So yeah, if we look at the Muslim chart, the zar and nasab, they're both same. So according to the sentence, we have to understand whether it is in jar state or nasab state.
It does. Hopefully, if anyone didn't understand that, please raise your hand or put it in the chat, because this is an important aspect of Iraab, because we are covering Iraab today. Obviously, we're focused on Mansubat. Mustasha, if there's something in the chat I miss it, do let me know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sure. I'll follow up. I was just helping Doctor with something, so time
No
now.
problem. That's fine. Zakir, did you want to say something?
So Ustad, so you're saying Fisariri is in Mansoor, but it's clearly Majroor, so I'm a bit confused.
But good. Thank you. Thank you for coming forward. So topic we're covering today is Mansubat, isn't it? Yeah. So
basically all Mahmula Mansub.
sorry.
Yes, Ustad, go ahead.
Yeah. We're covering Mansubat. So the we're covering 5 maf'ul.
Yep.
All of these are in the state of mansub. And this is a good example where it's something that appears to be one thing, but the state of it is mansub. Now, if we go back to what we studied in Jumlatul Fi'liya, what are the components in Jumlatul Fi'liya?
Fa'il maf'ul?
Yes, fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul. So if you look at this sentence, Nama طفل في السرير, we have Nam, which is the fi'l, الطفل is the fa'il, and maf'ul. Now here, this is maf'ulun fihi. Okay, so there's different types, maf'ulun bihi, this is maf'ulun fihi. Because of the fi, we have the harf jar, but this is also in the state of mansub. If the fi wasn't there, it'd be as-sirara. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's only because of the fi you get the kasra, but it is in the state, following the grammar rule, fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul, and we know that maf'ul is in the state of nasab. Yeah. If it wasn't for the fi, this will be fatha.
Yep.
Yeah.
And would there be examples of maf'ulun fihi where there isn't harf jar before? Or is it inherently
No, this is maf'ulun. this is maf'ulun fi here. Otherwise, it would have, that's the whole point of it being fi is
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, fi can mean
Gotcha.
in or at,
Okay,
etc.
jazakallah khair.
Yeah. So it's a slightly complicated concept, but you have to remember something that's apparent, but there's also we have to also consider what's not apparent. Yeah. So it appears to be, it is jar majroor, but also as well as that, it is mansub because of what we learned, the grammar rule of I'raabul maf'ul. Yeah.
Okay, jazakallah khair.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah, good. Let's see, is there anything in the chat? Yes, Selena. It's kasra because of harf jar, but status is nasab because of the maf'ul. It's the maf'ul. Good. Yes, Sister Nurjan. Okay. Will you see some examples? More examples later. Let's go to the next one. So number 4 is maf'ulun lahu. So this is object is where the action is done. So you have to, here the object is indirect, and the answer to the question, they answer the question to for whom. So remember previously is who, for maf'ulun bihi is what or whom. But for maf'ulun lahu is for whom, because the action is being done upon. And let's look at the example. كتبت رسالة لصديقي. كتبت رسالة لصديقي. I wrote a letter for my friend. So the li here is meaning for. I wrote a letter for my friend. Li صديقي. Okay, for my friend. So this is maf'ulun lahu. The object is the action is the object the action is done upon. Okay, maf'ulun lahu. So the who's beneficiary of the action? Lisiddiqi, for my friend. Yeah. So this is maf'ulun lahu. So try not to get confused between the two, but the key point here is focus on think the terms like bi, la, because we know the meanings of these. This is how you can decipher it. Maf'ulun lahu. Lahu is for it, right? So here, li sadiqi, for my friend.
So, Assalamu alaikum. So
Wa alaikum
because of love, li, it is harf jar here for Siddiqui, you mean?
Yes, it's harf jar. Good point. Thank you. And it's but in the state. This is fi mahalli, in the
Nasab?
condition of nasab.
Oh.
Yeah. But you're right. Because of li, harf jar, we have sorry. This sadiqi is my. Is
Yeah.
ya mutakallim, my. But if it wasn't my, so if it was li sadiqin for a friend, it'll be qin. Okay. So if it was like I wrote a letter for a friend, it'll be li sadiqin. So it'll be sadiqun is a friend, but because of harf jar li here, it'll be sadiqin, singular, a friend. Okay. But here we have ya mutakallim, my friend. So you can't see the harf jar, and you can't also see the nasab. But li sadiqi is in the state of mahalli nasab. So lots happening here. Exactly. A good question, Sister Lubna. So many things are happening here. we
Yeah,
go, yeah,
Mr. Nov' asked the same question as well.
I didn't see that. Thank you. Yeah, li is harf jar. So you can't actually see the harf jar here because of the mutakallim, my friend. Yeah, because the here at the end is referring to my.
Mhm.
Yeah, because of that, you can't see the harf jar, and we get harf jar because of the li. And on top of that, what's hidden we can't see is mansub, because
Yeah.
here
Mm.
we have fi'il, katabtu, fa'il, and then maf'ul. Yeah, what's happening here? Alhamdulillah. Everyone okay with that before I go to the next one? Because here I'm just introducing the 5 maf'ul. One, some I'm not introducing because you already know them, but in terms of mansubat. Let's go to the next one then. Maf'ulun ma'ah. Maf'ulun ma'ahu. As you know, ma'a means with. So this is object indicating accompaniment or association. And this particular maf'ul answers the question with whom or with what. Ma'a, right? With whom or with what. So when you think of ma'a, you should already know, because of the meaning ma'a, that is to do with association or accompaniment. And if you see sentences like that, the question that comes to your mind is with whom or with what. And the example we have for this one is جاء زيد جاء زيد بكتابتي. Sorry, بكتابه. Again, we have the here is the be here is meaning with. Zaid came with his book. With, okay? So don't get confused. بكتابه, with his book. And you may also see ma'a, but in this example, the be here means with. Exactly, yeah. And you could say مع صديقي, with my friend. Yeah, جاء زيد مع صديقي, with my friend. But here, جاء زيد بكتابي, with his book. The key thing is the accompaniment. And if you ask the question, if you see جاء زيد and you ask with what or with whom, the answer for this sentence would be the kitab, with his book. Yeah, ma'a. And similarly, because of B being harf jar, we have jar, majrur.
Yeah.
Na'am. But it's still in mahalli nasab, in the state of nasab. Yeah. So this is the key point you have to keep in mind, that there's one thing that's apparent, but there's also something that's not apparent. And yes, Sister Nurjan said, Ma'allahi, na'am, with Allah. Okay. So if any of you this doesn't make sense, please let me know. Or if something is new, please do make a note in your notebooks. Now, there's an important point we need to make here, because we're talking about maf'ul, and sometimes people get confused with ismu maf'ul. So the term ismu maf'ul corresponds to types of maf'ul mentioned earlier. Okay, it doesn't correspond to the ones we just covered. Ismu maf'ul is not related to those. Okay, ismu maf'ul is separate, because these are all the ones we've mentioned, maf'ulun fihi, maf'ulun bihi, etc. They're objects related to the verb. The objects are related to the verb, whether directly or indirectly. So when these maf'ul are related to the verb, but ismu maf'ul is a noun derived from a verb and represents a receiver of an action in passive construction. Okay, that's the key point. And what we mean by that is, so let me
Sorry.
scroll up for you.
So can you just repeat that last bit? So the first one is objects related to verb, and the second one is ismul maf'ul is
When we say maf'ul, and the ones we've just covered, all the maf'ul before, maf'ulun bihi, maf'ulun fihi, ma'a, etc., it's related to the verb, okay? Whether it's
and the other one?
directly or indirectly. And ismul maf'ul, which we're going to explain now, is passive. So I'm going to clarify that now. So the term related to the verb can be translated as object. That's clear. When we say fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul, object, isn't it? We've got the verb, subject, and object. Yeah? Fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul. And that's the maf'ul we've been referring to all this time. Okay? And that maf'ul refers to is the entity that receives the action of the verb. So when we said Ja'a Zaydun bikitabi, bikitabi is related to the action, i.e. with, he came with Zayd, right? Related to the verb. Or if another one, I read the book. The word book is the object of the action. I read. What did I read? The book. So the action of reading is being done on the book. Yeah? So that's fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul. That's that construction. That's the maf'ul we've been covering all this time. Okay? Is that a bit clear?
So I have a question here.
Yes.
So all these like maf'ul bihi and lahu and what else? There was one more. So
Etc. Yep.
yeah, they are all related to the verb.
Yes. The action is being done on those
And they will all
verbs.
they will always be in mahal and nasab, mahali
Yes,
nasab.
these particular ones, yes, because what these are mansubat, right? So again, remember this sentence construction. This is why what we covered at the beginning is really important in module 1. The fi'il, for jumlatul fi'liya, fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul, right?
Yeah.
And what's the i'rab of maf'ul?
Nasab.
Nasab. And that's the word teaching you the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the only thing we're saying is that for like fihi or ma'a is that because of harf jar, it appears to be majroor, but yeah, it appears to be majroor, but it's mahalli, meaning in the condition of or in the state of nasab.
Nasab, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jazakallah.
Okay. So that bit's really important, which I'm just focusing on that more because that's the main topic of the lesson. But what we're saying is not to be confused with something called ismul maf'ul, which is quite different. Ismul maf'ul is a type of noun, and okay, just bear with me, focus with me. Ismul maf'ul, and you've seen it before. It's derived from the verb to indicate someone who's received the action on whom the action of the verb has been done. I'll explain what I mean. If you think of the word allama, to teach, the ismul maf'ul will be taught. Okay? Ismul maf'ul will be taught, muallimun, which can be used to describe someone who has been taught. Yeah? It's a noun. Okay? So we're not talking about here, we're not talking about someone relating to a verb where action is done. So, allama is to teach, right? Or he taught. But ismu maf'ul would be muallimun. So, the one who has been taught. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. don't, if it's a bit too complicated, don't worry about it. That's just a side note to, make you aware that maf'ul, the object, is different from ismul maf'ul. That's the key point here. Okay? So maf'ul refers to a role of a noun within the action of a sentence. So we know, going back to fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul is where the action
Who has received
exactly receives the action. Yeah. Direct, it could be direct object, or circumstantial. Okay. But ismu maf'ul is the type of noun that derives from the meaning from a verb. Okay, this is the key point here.
Mhm.
And it functions as a noun or adjective in a sentence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's go through. Yes, we've got some more examples to differentiate between ismul maf'ul and maf'ul. Okay, I'll look at your message in a moment, Sister Nurjan. So yeah, let's look at the differences. So we know what we know these terms fa'il, maf'ul, because we in that sentence fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul. Maybe this will help. When we're talking about let's look at the first example. Nasara huwa hamidan. Here, Nasara, Nasara is he helped, huwa hamidan. Here, the huwa is in brackets, as you can see. He helped Hamid. The huwa is hidden. When we see Nasara, we know inbuilt is huwa, right? So if that huwa wasn't there, Nasara hamidan means he helped. And so we don't know who huwa is, because if there's a sentence would be previous to that, that will give us the context. But Nasara means he helped Hamidan. Who did he help? Remember that question when we see these type of questions? These type of sentences. Who did he help? He helped Hamid. Nasara Hamidan. He helped Hamidan. So we have an internal fa'il. So Nasara is the fi'il. Okay. Huwa, which is hidden, is the fa'il. And Hamidan is the maf'ul, fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul. Okay, same thing again, but here then for the sentence below, Nasara Zaydun Hamidan. Only difference between these two sentences is that the fa'il is visible. We can see, we know here it's explicit. Zayd is the fa'il. So we have the fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul. And because we're covering I'raab, this lesson and a few of the lessons are related to I'raab, it's important we take note of I'raab. Because, I don't know if you know, you can switch these around. You can say Nasara Hamidan Zaydun, and it will make sense in Arabic. And it still means Zayd hit Hamid, but the emphasis is different. Emphasis would be on Hamid. I wouldn't mention this in module 1 for module 1 students, but because you're module 2, I feel comfortable to mention that. The I'raab is really important. Nasara Zaydun Hamidan, fi'al fa'il maf'ul. But listen to me carefully. I'm going to, especially the ending of the I'raab. Nasara, I'm going to change this. Nasara, if I said Nasara Hamidan Zaydun. Nasara Hamidan Zaydun, it'll still mean Zayd hit Hamid, and even though I've changed the order around. Okay, this is why I'raab is so powerful. Meaning, it's just the emphasis is different. Emphasis would be on Hamid. But here, this is the default, by the way, fi'l fa'il maf'ul. But you can have fi'l maf'ul fa'il but this is getting more advanced topic. But this is why Iraab is really important. But here anyway, going back to matter at hand, فعل نصر زيد فاعل حامدا مفعول. Yeah, so this is the fa'il, hopefully is clear now. Sometimes it's hidden. Nasara is huwa. Sometimes visible, zaydun. Okay, that's the fa'il. When we say just fa'il by itself, that's what we're referring to. Now let's look at what's below. Nasara means he helped. But then there's another word, nasirun. This is ismul fa'il. Okay, and what we're doing by look at the pattern. Fa'ilun, nasirun. When we say ismul fa'il, that's what we mean. Nasirun. What does nasirun mean? Helper. Yes, helper, or the one who helped. Ismul fa'il, okay? Because it's different to the fa'il here. It's when we talk about the fa'il, it's the role in grammar. But here, ismul fa'il is a noun that's performing an action. Yeah, it's still a noun though. Ismul fa'il. So but just within that word, within that word, which is a noun, you can see that an action is being performed by that noun. What type of action is in that word? So nasirun is helper. Likewise, kafara means he covered, he disbelieved. Now, yes, he disbelieved. This is a fi'l, verb, right? Nasara is a verb, kafara is a verb. He disbelieved. But kafirun is an ism. Kafirun. Exactly. Disbeliever. Right? Ismul fa'il. Kafirun. Anyone confused about that? That is important before I go to maf'ul.
Yeah.
After today, hopefully there'll be no confusion with the difference between fa'il and ismul fa'il. If it's clear, then I'll go to maf'ul. All right. The first sentence in the maf'ul is كتب الطالب الدرس. So just look at Sister Nur Jahan's question. Yes, kafirun is a person, as opposed to nasara or kafara rather. Kafara is a verb. Kafirun is a person, a disbeliever. Because if you said disbeliever, that's a person, isn't it? A disbeliever is a person. A helper, nasirun, is a person. Okay, let's go back to maf'ul. Kataba at-talibu ad-darsa. Again, remember to focus on the Iraab, okay? Kataba at-talibu ad-darsa. So in the file we had a different. Look at what's being highlighted in red. That's the focus, okay? Kataba at-talibu ad-darsa. Fi'l fa'il maf'ul again. And maf'ul ad-darsa. In the state of nasab. Yeah, and the nasab is clear, it's apparent, you can see it, represented by the fatha. Yeah, nasab is clear. There isn't something hidden in this sentence. The plain and simple, the jumlat al-fi'liya, we have fi'l, we have external fa'il, apparent, you can see it, visible, external fa'il, represented by the dhamma in the state of marfu', fi'l, fa'il, and then we have maf'ul, ad-darsa, and it's clear we have a fatha telling us is in the state of mansub. All clear, nothing complicated here. Below that we have nama at-tiflu fi sariri. Sorry, I didn't translate the one above. Kataba talibu, the student wrote a lesson. Kataba darsu taliba, the student wrote the lesson. Nama at-tiflu fi sariri. The boy,
slept.
I think it's, yeah, I think it's the boy.
Slept in the bed.
Sorry?
Slept in the
Yeah.
bed.
Slept in the bed. Nama, yes. Nama tiflu. The boy slept in the bed. And as we said before, tiflu couldn't be baby, but I think child is usually atfal is
Yes.
children. Tiflu is child. So not usually baby. That's
Masculine child.
masculine. Naam, yes.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying boy. Walad is boy as well, but tiflu is child, masculine child, which I was saying boy. I was thinking what word to use. Not usually for baby though. Yeah, nama tiflu, young boy is I would say. Nama tiflu, the boy slept fi sariri, in the bed. Now, fi sariri, like we touched on earlier on, is although we can see a harf jar, is still mahalli nasab, in the state of nasab. I say mahalli because it's not apparent because of the harf jar. We have jar al-majrur, which is why we have kasra at the end, and that's because of fi harf jar. But it's mahalli nasab, in the state of nasab, because of what we talked about earlier on. Jumlatul fi'liya, fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul, and maf'ul is in the state of nasab. Here, the nasab is not apparent, mahalli, in the state of. Okay, that's maf'ul, fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul. Okay, now let's ismul maf'ul. What do we say about that? Ismul maf'ul. Let's look at this first one. Al-jawabu maktubun. The answer is written. Okay. Al-jawabu. What's this? Is this a fi'l? Fa'il? What is this? Al-jawabu. Ism. Yeah. Sister Nurjan, I'm not sure what you mean derived verb. Are you talking to maktubun? Is that what you're referring to? Maktubun is ismul maf'ul. Yeah. The maktubun is the ismul maf'ul. Yeah. Al-jawabu maktubun. So this is different from what we were talking about before. The fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul is not related to that. Yeah, maktubun. Okay, I'm not sure what the ismul maf'ul is derived from the verb. Is that what she's saying? Yeah. Yeah, here maktubun. Yes, okay. Yeah, jawabu maktubun. The answer is written. Simple as that. And next one is al-babu maghluqun. The door is closed. Yeah. It's here is describing the state of the door. It's closed. Yeah. It's so it's very different from what we talk about here. Though it's not related to the fi'l fa'il maf'ul.
So in here, al-jawabul maktubun. I mean, maktubun, you said ismul maf'ul. What is al-jawabu? I mean, it is fail file together.
Good question. Is it a fi'l, al-jawabu?
An ism.
It's an ism, isn't it? Ism, right?
Yeah, it's a ism, yeah.
If you see al, it can't be a
I
fi'l.
mean, it's a like fail file in one thing. I mean,
Yeah, but al-jawabu, this is not. It's an ism, right? So it's completely different. What type of sentence is this?
file, yeah, al-jawabu maktubun. It's a ism, but
Yeah. So what type of sentence is this?
جملة اسمية.
Yeah, naam.
It starts with noun.
So exactly. So that's therefore the fi'l fa'il maf'ul construct does not apply here. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's the what? So for jumlas of fi'liya, what we've been discussing is that it generally follows a pattern. simple pattern of fi'l, fa'il, maf'ul. What is the Jumlatul Ismiya made of?
Well,
مبتدأ خبر.
Mubtada, khabar.
مبتدا and خبر.
Yes. So what do you see here?
مبتدأ خبر.
Yes.
So
الجواب مبتدأ.
is it like
What is the
jawab
meaning?
is-
What is the translation of this?
the right answer was written?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so answer,
Because in here,
sister,
yeah,
answer is written.
yeah, answer is written.
Khalas
Mhm.
is there two ism on both sides. It is Jumlatul Ismiya, Mubtada and Khabar. But
But
it
is
has
it like jawab ila mubtada is muakkar and khabar?
no.
No.
Mubtada, it is Mubtada is al jawabu. It is in right position. There's no muakhar or anything. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Maktubun
Mhm.
is khabar here because Jumlatul Ismiya. This is very important.
I
Basic.
think Sister Lubna trying to say is like definite nakira
Yeah,
is
that's what
yeah.
I'm like because
I think that's what
Yeah, that's why
we
it is
understand,
Jumlatul
yeah.
Ismiya. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why it is Jumlatul
Uh,
Ismiya.
No.
usually what happens is a khabar gets alif lam and
Khabar gets nakira ism
Normally.
and mubtada gets the marifa ism.
Yeah.
I think this is what the term you're looking for.
Yeah.
So because it came with al, it is a definite noun, it's a marifa noun, and the khabar maktubun is a nakira.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. I think I got it. You got it.
It's clear, but do you all realize that it is actually ismul maf'ul coming from the word kataba, yaktubu, katibun, maktubun, ismul fa'il, but ismul fa'il is playing the role of a khabar here. Also, you have to understand this, inshallah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we do. Alhamdulillah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sister. Yes.
Thank you.
Good. Carry on.
Yes. Because I know we're touching on a different topic, but it's really important that those foundational lessons we don't forget, which is why I was asking the question about makeup of Jumlatul Ismiya. So hopefully that's clear, the difference between maf'ul and ismul maf'ul. I'm not going to touch on things like lazim and stuff like that because it's not related to this lesson. I touched on it last week, on Sunday, but we have a separate lesson for that, inshallah. As I'm conscious of time, I'm going to move on, inshallah, because my goal is to complete this lesson today. Yes, let's go through some examples. And here, this is where I'd like you to take part, inshallah. So I've done my bit in terms of explaining the concepts, and I feel most of you understood it now. Let's get you to, let's go through these examples now, 1 to 5. And we have 2 sentences each. So, sorry, for each maf'ul, I'm going to ask you to do one each. So, there for direct object, which is maf'ulun bihi, there are 2. I'm going to each ask one student to do the first one, then another student to the second one. And I'll start, and the objective is for us to identify the specific maf'ul in question. Okay, and I'd like Usada Aisha to do the honors with the first one, inshallah. Can you speak, Usada Aisha?
Yeah, I can. Bismillah.
Yes.
Khalaqallahu samawati wal arda. So here we got fi'il, then Allahu is fa'il, external fa'il, and then maf'ul samawati wal arda.
Yes. So maf'ulun bihi, and anything else about the i'rab?
Yes, or samawati is also in mansub status.
Yes, good. Even though
Yeah,
it's not
just a little bit more about Muslim chart. For others, but you should say it, inshallah. As-samawati.
looks like it's got kasra. So how is it mansub?
Yeah. So Dasha, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If I ask you one question, Khalaqallahu as-samawati, ati, and wal ard. Why? Why it is not?
The samawati, the sky is feminine. That's why it's saying samawati.
Which
feminine
chart is that from?
Muslim chart, yeah.
Is it jar, nasab, rafa, what?
Nasb, mansub.
Sister
It is nasab. Yeah, it is
Sister,
nasab.
yeah.
It's mudaf ilayhi again.
It is nasab, okay? It is nasab. It is it is samawatin, atin, the middle row, and al came, that's why it's as-samawati. Wal arda, okay, so as-samawati is plural there, and arda, is it plural or singular?
Arda is singular.
How many
Samawat
words?
is
How many
plural.
artists there? Yeah. How many artists here is in
One.
existence? Only one, singular. Okay. It's Nur
And
Jahan.
7 skies.
It's Nur Jahan, I saw the message. Check it again and correct and post again. Okay, inshallah. Walaikum assalam, Sister Roshanara. Yes, Ustad, carry on. Sorry, I'm
No
back
problem, it's fine.
to normal.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, again, I want to ask that question because of what I've been saying for most of this lesson about the Iraab. Remember, these are Mansubaat, so don't be understand there's something that could be apparent. It appears to be something, but it's in the state of Mansub. Okay, next one. Let me see. Sister Lubna, can you do وقتل?
Okay, وَقَتَلَ دَاوُدُ جَالُوتَ. So here, Dawood is file, Qatala, and Jalut is object. So it's a
Jalut is the object. What type of object?
direct object.
Yes, maf'ulun
Any
bihi.
Arabic name?
Maf'ul bihi.
Okay. Sister,
Yeah,
so this is maf'ul bihi. This is direct object.
yeah.
This answers question what, who, whom. We all know that.
Yeah.
Can we call Jaluta Ismul Maf'ul? Sister Lubna. Can we call Jaluta Ismul Maf'ul?
Jaluta is maf'ul. No, we cannot tell that thing.
Why? The answer correct, mashallah. But why? Yes. Jaluta is an ism, right?
Yeah, Jaluta is an ism
and it has to derive, isn't it? Ismul Maf'ul has to derive.
Yeah,
Jaluta cannot derive, it's a person.
That's true.
If you say Hamidun, yeah. So in other words, Ismul Maf'ul will be always derived, something derived from another verb, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is the difference between fa'il and fa'il and ismul fa'il, and then maf'ul and ismul maf'ul.
Okay, thank you.
Derivation is there on the ism, maf'ul, ism, yeah. From Muhammadun Rasulun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now 1 second. Ja'a Muhammadun. Muhammad came. Okay, now this is external file. Don't worry. In other words, what I was trying to say, maf'ul bihi could be an object, could be a person, could be anything. But ismul maf'ul will be a derived ism coming out of a verb. Kataba maktubun. Like that. Okay?
Okay.
Inshallah. Carry on. Inshallah.
Jazakallah.
No problem. And you remember with direct object, the maf'ulun bihi, action is being done on it. So, and this is where we're saying, but the fa'il, maf'ul. Maf'ul means, the maf'ulun bihi here means the action is being done on it. It's direct. Okay? So, qatala, Dawood killed. And we ask the question, killed who? What? Because it could be an animal, it could be a person. Whom did he kill? Qatala Dawood, and the answer is Jaluta.
Yeah.
And what's happening on Jaluta? The action is being done. And what is the action here? Qatala. The killing is the action, and the action is being done upon maf'ul bihi Jaluta. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, let's go to next one, number 2. Maf'ulun mutlaq, absolute verb. Can I ask? Sorry, I'm just thinking who I want to switch the order a bit. Sister Nada, can you do
Yes, inshallah. Which one, Ustad?
مفعول مطلق?
Okay. وكل شيء فضلناه تفضيلا. So,
I don't know if I heard you correctly. فصلناه, okay?
Subhanallah. Let me zoom. Yeah. فصلناه تفصيلا. Yeah, okay. So we have the verb فصل, يفصل here. فاصل, مفاصل, مفاصل. And the masdar is تفصيلا. And we see the masdar.
Wow, subhanallah.
And we see
Yeah.
the original masdar here used as an absolute object, as full mutlaq, as we were explaining it till now. And the meaning would be we have explained everything in details. In details, it means explained again in details.
Now, and tell me, from the maf'ul mutlaq, what did we learn? And look at the verb, فصلنا and تفصيلا. What did we learn? Do you remember?
But it's just, its masdar is used to emphasize the meaning of the verb itself. Yeah.
Mumtaza, that's it.
Ustad is asking something which is important to make it very clear. For maf'ul mutlaq, there has to be corresponding, Ustad Aisha?
Maf'ul mutlaq comes out of the verb.
That's right.
That's it.
When there is a maf'ul mutlaq meaning, then there will be a corresponding verb in the sentence. Is it okay? Very important point. Can you make sure you all know that? Yes.
Tafsil ism comes out the tafsil verb. So wait.
Yeah. And hopefully all what we've been teaching is coming together. Masdar is verbal noun, right? Verb. What does verbal noun mean? It's a noun that's come out of verb.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And as you said, it gives that emphasis. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Its main purpose is to emphasize first.
To emphasis, and also we said that there will be a corresponding verb. Does it happen always? No. First we learn normal rule, and most of these rules will have some exception. So we may not see the corresponding verb also. We
can see another masdar for another verb, you are saying, Gustav? But their meanings are like similar?
No, what I'm saying, fassalnahu, okay?
Yeah.
The fassalna is a verb. And fassala verb has given out tafsilan.
Yes, it's okay.
Ismul masdar. So the rule generally says maf'ul mutlaq corresponds to another verb in the same sentence. Ustad
Yeah.
Aisha said.
Okay.
Very, very common. But there will be exception as well. Sometimes you will not see the verb. For everybody's information, I'm telling you, because you are advanced students, okay? Inshallah. Clear? Without the verb, communicating verb, this will be still used as maf'ul mutlaq. You will see in Quran, inshallah.
Yeah,
Okay?
maybe when we see the exception, we will get the.
Yeah, there is no special rule on that, but you will see the exception that there will not be corresponding verb for maf'ul mutlaq meaning as well. So, this is just for you to know that always corresponding verb will not be there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Next to start. Yeah.
Sanika, can you do the next one, please? سوف يحاسب. Sanika, are you able to speak? Okay, Sanika, I'll
Sanika
come
is
back
not
to
there,
you.
Ustad. I think Sanika
Okay,
left. Oh, no,
that's
she's
fine.
there. Yeah. Sanika,
Oh.
you not able to talk?
I'll come back to Sanika later. Sister Shabita, can you do next one, please? Assalamu alaikum. Absolute mutlaq again. Sorry, maf'ul mutlaq, absolute object. Dr. Mahmoud, I hope I haven't scared the students with this lesson.
Sorry, no. What's happening, Ustad?
I think Sister Shabita's not
the
there.
notes. Sister Sabita not response.
Okay.
All
right,
Sister
next.
Shahida there.
Sister Shahida.
Yes.
So I was just joking. I was thinking maybe I've scared the students. They're not,
No. You don't know
they're not responding.
Sister Shabita. She is a very
Sister Sabita said she couldn't
courageous,
talk now.
not
Yeah.
talking. Okay.
very, obviously she's got so many other issues as well all the time.
Sister Shahida, can you do? Can you have a go, please? فسوف يحاسب.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
فسوف يحاسب حسابا يسيرا. Then his account will be taken by an easy reckoning. Yuhasabu, it's coming from hasaba, yuhasabu, and hisaban is the verbal noun, and it's coming from hasaba, which is the verb. And I think so, brother, Dr. Mahmood already explained all this. So, hisaban yasira. Hisaban yasira, I think so, it's maf'ul mutlaq.
Hisaba.
Hisaban is them.
What about yasira?
You tell me.
Hisaban will be taken
Hisaban yasira.
easy reckoning, right?
Yeah, what is yes?
That's right.
Good question.
I think so, it's what do you
You know
call it?
this.
No, I'm forgetting. I think so, it's a descriptive phrase, right?
Yes. Sifa. Okay.
Yes, sifa mawsuf.
What kind of hisab? What kind of hisab it would be? It will be easy
It
hisab.
will be easy. So it is sifa mawsuf.
Yes, good.
And it's coming, hisaban is coming from the verb hasaba. Hasiba. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just bear in mind, in most cases, the verb corresponding will be there, but in quite a lot of cases, it's also not there. It's okay. Inshallah. We will read Quran together, and inshallah, those will be very clear at that point, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Good.
Okay.
Next to start.
Alhamdulillah. Next one, we're now
How
on.
much time have you got?
You haven't got much time.
You haven't got much time.
It's,
How much?
it's only this. It's only these two left.
Okay. You finish that, and I will call few things.
Don't worry, that's fine. I'm aware of the time.
Yeah,
Brother Zakir, can you do number 4? مفعول له.
Yeah,
The first
مفعول
one.
له. Yeah, are we skipping one? Okay, so مفعول
Oh, sorry,
له.
did we miss one?
Yeah,
Oh,
number
Afwan.
3. Number 3.
So I scrolled up too quick. Thank you. I'm glad you're more alert than me. Yes, number 3, مفعول فيه, please. سيعلمون.
Okay, سيعلمون غدا. So سيعلمون is فعل, right? And then غدا is the مفعول فيه, which is منصوب.
Yep. I think that's
that
relatively straightforward.
okay.
Yeah, there's not much to add to that one. And just for to be clear, what's different about مفعول فيه compared to the
Compared to,
others?
oh, so this is referring to time and place. That's what's clarifying here.
Good.
So they will
So,
know
okay.
as when they will know.
When? Good. There's a question, right? Where or when? That's the question that is answered. Good. Sister Selena, can you do the next one?
Also for time and place, or object, sorry.
Yep.
وَنَضْ كِلْكُمْ مُدْكَا
مدخلا
خير
كريما.
man.
نعم.
So I think the first word is enter. So, and we will cause you to enter an honorable place of entity.
نعم. So here,
Yeah,
وندخلكم مدخلا كريما. So the mudkhalan is the entry. The kariman means honorable. Okay, وندخل, and we will cause you, وندخلكم, and we will cause you. Mudkhalan is the place of entry.
Entrance.
entrance,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Place of entry, yes. It's
Place of entrance.
But it's
Yeah.
eternity there, so
مفعول
it's
فيه, yeah.
yeah.
Clear?
Circumstantial, and it covers when and where.
That's
Yeah.
right. Good. When and where.
Very good.
Good. Okay, next one. Let me see if I'll go to, I think, Sister Fauzia.
Related to this, Ustad, there is
Yep.
small examples, noun of place, noun of time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know that maf'ulun fihi is related to place or time. And you'll see laylan, naharan, because these are, laylan is night, naharan is day, yawman is day, or and masa is evening. And places fawqa, like which means above, tahta is under, inda is with. So all of these amama, wara, these are places as well.
Okay,
so
question.
it's not all, yes.
Yes, sorry, you finish, Ustad. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's not always specifically like a place, like let me see, Al-Misr, Egypt as an example. But these nouns will be part of maf'ulun fihi too. Yes, Dr. Muhammad.
Yeah, very good. Alhamdulillah. Can you tell me, brothers and sisters, you also studied the Zarf chapter called Zarf. You remember? Zarf. Again, that indicates time and place. So what's the difference between maf'ul fihi, time and place, and Zarf, time and place, and how do you distinguish? Quickly, counting 10. 1,
المفروض
2.
is always mansub, maybe.
Is it a type of sentence?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hello. 9,
Yes,
Maf'ul.
Sister Nada.
This one has a mild.
Hey, Roshonara sister, mashallah. That's what I wanted to check. If there is a mudaf ilayhi after this ism, then it is zarf position. Okay? And if it is normal maf'ul fihi, time and place indicating, zarf mudaf ilayhi function will not be there.
Yeah, of course.
You see, Sister Roshana is a very mature student, although she skips now and then from the class, and you'll see her once in a month. I'm joking, okay?
Sister
But
Nurjan
obviously,
also answered.
Huh?
So Sister Nurjan also answered.
Oh, that's good. She's also very good. Mashallah. Okay. I was joking about Roshana, Sister Roshana. Don't mind, okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Okay, let's go to
Good.
number 4. Maf'ulun lahu. Sister Fawzia, please.
Yes.
Mhm.
Lahu, object of expressing purpose or reason. Baddalu ni'matallahi kuffaran. They exchange Allah's favor for disbeliefs. Is kuffaran is maf'ul lahu for disbelief.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's not kuffarun.
Kufran.
If you say kuffarun, then it will be guffarun, fu'alun, then it will be ismul mubalagha. But it is not ismul mubalagha. It is just a masdar, which has become maf'ul lahu here. Yeah? Kufran. If you say kuffarun, kuffaran, then we are going into another direction problem. Okay? Is it okay, sister? Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a question here.
Yes.
Now, the mudaf ilayh is coming before that. You said something about mudaf ilayh, right? So, what is the context for that?
I think, with maf'ul fihi, we see the same word, laylan, or amama, that could be maf'ul fihi, used as maf'ul fihi, also as a zarf as well in the
Yes.
sentence. How would you distinguish? If it is zarf meaning, zarf position, then you will have a mudaf ilayhi of that, because zarf is also mudaf.
Yeah,
That's- That was the point, okay?
Okay, I got it.
Inshallah. Good,
Jazakallah khair.
no problem. Do the second sentence of number 4, please. We are.
If Sister Roshana, are you able to talk? If you are, then you can do this one. And
But I have
Sister
somebody
Shibiti.
in front of me. I can't talk.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Sister Aisha, if you can pull back to you.
Sorry, Ustad, I just moved away for a minute. Oh, which one you
Okay.
If you
talking
can
about?
do, we're now on the second of number 4, which is yunfiquna for ma'ahu, maf'un lahu, yunfiquna.
ينفقون أموالهم رئاء الناس.
No.
So they spend their wealth to be seen by people. So ينفقون is fi'l fa'il, then amwala is maf'ul. What am I doing? So, and then again, ri'a is maf'ul lahu with.
What's the key point here, though?
Maf'ul
What type of
lahu
maf'ul? Yeah.
is the reasoning, right?
No. Yeah. So, yeah, maf'ul lahu for is for
Yeah,
something,
for.
right? Lahu,
So,
yeah.
So
they
Why
spend their
do
wealth
they
to be
spend
seen.
their wealth? Yeah. Why do they spend
Yeah,
their
why?
wealth?
Yeah, why?
Iya an-nasi.
To show people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. May Allah
Clear?
protect us from that.
Amen.
Okay, number 5. Sister Lubna.
Okay. Fajma'u amrakum wa shuraka'akum. So decide upon your course of action, you and your partners.
Yep.
So they gather upon.
Oh, this one. We're talking about ma'ahu.
Ma'a.
Yeah.
Ma'a.
We need to tell everybody.
Yeah.
It's one types of maf'ul out of 5 types. But in Quran, only one, and with some more kind of negotiation, something close to this, just maximum 2 examples in Quran. But in conversational, it is used a lot. And it means wheat. There will be 2 fa'il there, 2 doer there, connected with wow. That wow is maf'ul ma'ahu. So don't worry about this at all. Just know the meaning, that should be fine, inshallah. Okay, ma'ahu, there are no example, proper example. For example, Karim went to school and Rahim. That and is maf'ul ma'ahu. Connecting 2 subject, they did the job. They took the action. So that is ma'ahu. In this, not many. First one is ideal. You and your partner. So decide upon your course of action. You decide about the order on you. Okay? Amrakum. You decide upon your course of action, you and your partner. That end is maf'ul ma'ahu. So on that, no further discussion, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. And to answer Sister Nurjahan's question, I think, I don't know if what Dr. Mahmoud said has answered it. Unfortunately, there aren't exampusthow we've shown above, which is why you'll struggle. So I'm just going to go back quickly. Oh, was it not ma'ahu? Okay, lahu is different.
Just purpose, reasoning.
Reason or purpose, yeah. So I thought she was talking about ma'a. Yeah, reason or purpose.
I will, during the week, I will send you some example in the group, inshallah, okay? It's simple, Sister Nurjan. It will be all okay, no problem. Look at some more example, inshallah.
Maf'ul ma'a, the best, the example we gave previously, Ja'a Zaydun bi kitabihi, or the one I gave, Ja'a Zaydun ma'a sadiqihi, with his friend as an example. That, for conversation, as Dr. Muhammad said, this is much easier. Can't find an example that exactly how we want with ma'a in the Quran. But with that, I'd like to conclude this lesson. As I said, this is only 5 of the 13 Mansubaat, and we will cover the remainder later. And we'll touch on some of them as we topics on their own. And in lesson 20, we'll cover all 13, and we'll recap this again, which is why I'm not going to fully summarize, because we're going to recap this again in lesson 20, inshallah. And with that, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Mahmoud.
Yeah. What is the, at the end of second page, what is there? Show me, please. So
that's it.
Okay, there's nothing. That's it. Okay, so
that's it. Yeah.
The good news and bad news. 2025 version of module 2 and module 1. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, improved version, better version, slightly extended version is almost ready. And this is the difference. No other students got it before. It is first time. Can you see at the bottom? Alhamdulillah, we found a sentence where all 5 maf'uls are used. And if we analyze it briefly, we haven't got much time. I don't want to really overrun. I've got something else to do with you as well. I will explain it once, and I will let you keep thinking about it during the week yourself. Then your maf'ul knowledge will be very strong. Alhamdulillah. Qara'a Muhammadun wal bahra. Kitaban.
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, sorry. Okay, one second. Okay. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying, you were seeing it first, okay? Because it is new, alhamdulillah, okay? So the sentence is, Qara'a Muhammadun wal bahra kitab al-layla talaban lil ilmi qara'atan tawilatan. The meaning is Muhammad recited a book at night time with rhythm, melody, to gain knowledge, a lengthy recitation. Qara'a Muhammadun. Muhammadun is just fa'il, normal. Okay. Qara'a is fi'lun, fi'l. Then wal bahra. Muhammad and wal bahra. Okay. Wal bahra. Kitaban, kitab al-layla. So bahra is mafule ma'ahu. Two subject here. Muhammadun wal bahra. Okay. And why is it maful? Because it is in mansub, because mafuls will be in mansub. Okay. Then kitab al-layla. Kitaban is what? Qara'a Muhammad and Bahra, what did they read? They read Kitaban. When did they read it? Nighttime. Maf'ul fihi. Maf'ul bihi. Maf'ul fihi. Okay. Why did they read it? Talab lil ilmi. Founding, looking for, searching for ilm, knowledge. So, talaban is maf'ul lahu, or another name is li ajlihi. You already know that. Maf'ul li ajlihi or maf'ul lahu. Talaban. Why? To search. Li ilmi, talaban lil ilmi. Phrase. So that's fine. Then qira'atan. Qira'atan. Okay. That qara'a, from that came out qira'atan. Tawilat. Read like a recitation, but it means is lengthy recitation, beautiful recitation. Qara'atan tawilatan mawsuf sifa. Qara'atan is the emphatic ism maful here on what type of qara'a did they do? A lengthy, it's a beautiful, with full attention. It's an emphatic meaning. So go through this, very interesting. And for that, you need to pay some extra. And that extra is always dua for us so that we can find more in things like this. This is very, very interesting. It's full maful. If you read it few times, 2, 3, 4 times, you will understand all bits and then you use it as well. Okay. I would not like to discuss any more on that because I've got something to ask you. As you know, Alhamdulillah, yes, since yesterday we have introduced a new system here. Ustad Rashid, can you stop the recording, please?